I'm going to call this meeting to order. Welcome. It is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho City Council meeting. It is July 1st. It is 6 o'clock and we're rolling. Roll call, please.
English.
Here.
Gokin.
Here.
Wood.
Here.
Evans. Miller.
Here.
Gabriel.
Here.
All right, invocation today, David Bruyette from Mountain Lakes Bible School. Welcome, David.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Before I get started, I'd like for us to have a moment of silence. Father God, we live in a beautiful country, not just Coeur d'Alene and not just Idaho, but an incredible country. I believe the United States is the greatest country in the world where people are still dying and sacrificing many things to get here. I thank you for our servicemen and women who are downrange today protecting those rights. In light of the events and the activities that happened this past Sunday, we are alive and well. Our first responders continue to answer calls each and every time 911 is dialed. We're there to serve a community with excellence. Thankful for the resources that we have. Thankful for our community leaders. God, your word says that everything needs to be done with decency and in order, and that includes city council meetings. I thank you for the way that it's structured. I thank you they incorporate prayer into that and look to you for guidance, and I pray for our leaders tonight as they make decisions and choices that affect all of us. I pray that our voices would be heard at the polling stations. I pray for the resources to be here to continue to meet the needs of our community. I pray for all of our departments, water and sewer and streets, and all the folks that have jobs here as they go about their businesses, that you would give them safety. And Father, I pray that you would continue to be with our community as we work through the process of growing. Not any more land, they're not making it. And so may we use what we have in a way that glorifies you. May we be good stewards of all of the resources here, the water and the soil and the property that you have blessed us with. And Father, I just pray for strength and continued unity. Thank you for a community that is so supportive of our first responders and military, of our schools and education, of our religious rights and freedoms. Allow us to stand in the places and protect those things individually and corporately. Be with our meeting tonight. May it be pleasing to you. In Christ's name I ask these things. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Dan. Mr. English, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dan. Well, before we go on, I had a question for Troy. You know something about David. You want to tell us a story? We don't always get preachers that are famous. He thinks
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. This is an outstanding servant leader that was in front of you tonight. We do not know what our master plan is or what is happening. However, David is a National Police and Fire Academy graduate from the chaplain program. He is a volunteer at Eastside Fire District. He would want me, if he knew this was coming, to mention July 5th is Eastside Fire District Pancake Feed, 8 to 11:30 at their new station on Highway 97. And this individual, David, was a party to a life save of a 46-year-old that had a respiratory event. It was in our newspaper. That individual led into a unfortunate cardiac arrest, and he was on scene to make that save. He's been recognized for that. And again, looking at the events from Sunday to today, I saw this gentleman yesterday at your news conference. I wanted to bring this forward, and thank you for allowing this. David and his wife Felicia are awesome individuals of our community.
Thank you for that. Thank you, David, for all you do. We appreciate it. Amendments to the agenda, Council?
Yes. Mr. Mayor, I would like to table for one meeting item number H2, which is resolution number 25033, the approval of a lease agreement with HREI for a building located at 414 West Fort Grounds Drive.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd asked for some information to look at some of the history of this, and given the events that happened on Sunday, I don't think staff was able to provide the information, so we'll wait.
Anybody, you guys?
Is that information that's going to be given to all of council?
Yes, I hope so.
Okay,
I should hope, yeah.
thank you.
You're good.
Yeah, sure.
Grab that.
What? Oh, thanks. Jeez, somebody slapped me.
It was a test.
That was
It
my
a
job.
Troy's
test.
like, Troy was going to get me a good one.
Troy, do you want to address anything on that? You okay with it? I'm fine. All right. Do we have to vote on that? Want to do a vote? Okay.
The table.
Roll call?
Miller,
Aye.
Gabriel,
Yes.
Lukin,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Okay, before we go to public comments, but nobody's signed up, I would like to ask council, we've kind of been through some interesting times, and I feel like my face has been the front face, and I know all you guys have been there for me, and I appreciate it, and I just thought, if you had any inspiration the last couple days, or a perception of things, I would love to hear it, and I'm sure it'd be great to share with the public. And it's not a necessary thing. I'm so full of it right now, I can't think straight. So it's up to you. If you'd like to say something of,
I will.
okay, go. Christie, go. Christie, sorry.
Yeah,
Kiki.
Christie's that way.
Yes, thank you.
I just had a couple of things, and I appreciate the opportunity, actually. One is, I just want to say thank you to Councilmember Wood. Some people don't remember or know that she did serve as a public information officer at her time with the police force here, and we as council don't talk to each other all the time. People think that in the public that we all are of one mind, and we aren't. We are separate individuals with different comments and different perspectives, and that's why we're all here. But in a time like this, I really appreciate that she's able to volunteer her skill set and pull some things together and be able to pull us all for our thoughts and put that together cohesively so that we are able to share that with the public and assure them that we are with them and standing with them side by side in a crisis. So thank you for doing that for us, Christy. I appreciate it. And the other thing is today, during the homecoming, what I saw was the best of our community, in that thousands and thousands of people lined the streets. There was no barriers, there was no traffic control, there was no need for anyone to direct people where to stand or where to go. People simply followed directions. They were kind to each other. There were no agendas and protests. There were just people in unity, standing together, showing love and support for those who protect us every day. And I was moved and proud, and I saw the best of what our community has to offer, and it gave me strength at a very, very sad time. And I was very appreciative of how everyone in our community behaved today. And I want to say thank you, and we'll get through it.
Thank you. Christie?
Thank you. Well, thank you, Kiki. That was very kind. When you have been through a line of duty death, the trauma is hard to even explain. And so I can tell you that our firefighters and our police officers are dealing with personal trauma, but at the same time, their strength is unbelievable. And that strength was going to carry them through. But they draw a lot of that from this community. And it really does mean everything for the community to step up and offer them everything, and the condolences and the hugs. It keeps them going. So I'm, like you, Kiki, I'm so proud of this community, and thank you all.
Mr. English?
Well, I think one of the things that has struck me, and it was mentioned a few times in the different briefings and stuff, is that while the fire department, they train for all kinds of things and train for active shooters and all of that. And yet, they never imagined, that they would have to train for exactly that kind of a thing. And, I'm sure everybody, us included, will do some after-action review, what could be, improved on this or that. But also from the council's point of view, we've been through a lot of different things and tough things, but at the same time, there are some times when you're in the middle of it, you're frankly kind of a little bit making it up as you go along, but yet we clicked into place and everything happened, and so, yeah, I mean, there is that strength that's you can't exactly put your finger on, but again, we hadn't done it before. Hopefully, don't have to do it again. Although we always will have, unfortunately, some of this stuff come up. But we adapted. We'll go on, and so are they. So yeah, that's kind of was my impression.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, this was hard because it's not expected. You have our first responders, and they put themselves in harm's way to protect us. And so some stuff is expected. The police officers are going to get into a gunfight with someone, and you expect that. Firefighters, they could run into a burning building, and the building could collapse, and you expect that. But you don't expect this. The firefighters, I mean, I can imagine how this is affecting them. I did not know John Morrison like some other people did, and I'm sure people in the department did. But I always saw him. He was one of the first firefighters here whose name I knew because he was that friendly. And he was recognizable with that big, goofy mustache. And he's like 6'4" or something, so he sticks out. And so that really hit hard. But I can imagine how hard it hit for our firefighters, because these guys spend a third of their lives working together and living together and eating together and training together and all that stuff. And I can't fathom that. I mean, that it affected me, I can't fathom how it affects them. But at the city, we support our first responders. We make sure that they are well-trained and well-equipped, and that we support them. It just seems really hard. You don't expect that to happen. And that was the thing. If it would, it still would have been tragic if he would have run into a burning building and it would have collapsed. That would have been tragic, but this is just unfathomable. And so it hits hard, but I know that it hits some people harder.
Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Kiki?
I just wanted to add one big thing. Councilmember Gabriel, who is our former fire chief, has been irreplaceable in stepping into some shoes to coordinate just with the experience that he has. And can you just tell us just a teeny piece, how's everyone doing? And also thank you from the bottom of our hearts for stepping in with all the knowledge that you have and pulling some things together on behalf of the city.
Well, first, it's my honor to do that, and thank you. It's not necessary to thank me for this, because this is what we do, and I really echo what Councilmember Gookin said, was they're hurting, and they absolutely are devastatingly hurting. But let me tell you the character of these people. Today, we could have had 100 fire trucks, and that's not a number made up, from outside Coeur d'Alene in the city, taking calls. Well, guess how many of them stayed? None. Because what do your duty firefighters want? They want to take care of their community. So they had no desire, incredibly appreciative of the gestures. At the same time, this is my community, and I'm going to take care of my community. And I think you're going to see that through this whole process. And that Sunday, yes, we do train for all of these things, and things happen. But this is one that you can't train for. And the hole that was in our hearts and in our community is so big it will be nearly impossible to fill. However, with the tough times coming up and with the tears that are going to be shed and with the hurt that's going to happen, the makeup of this community is not the event on the Hill. The makeup of this community is the people like you talked about in town, lining the streets, bringing so much stuff to the fire stations that they really don't know what to do with it anymore. And the thoughts and prayers with the families of John and Frank Harwood from Kootenai Fire and our David Tisdale, who is still working to, he's fighting for his life at Kootenai Health right now, but doing better, thank God. But that is the makeup of our community. And I've always been proud to be your fire chief, but I would never be so bold to speak for this council, but I'm going to right now. We are very proud to serve you right now. So all your thoughts, prayers, and help is noticed, it's appreciated, but when this is 1-2 months down the road, I hope you still remember what they're doing for you right now and what we will be doing for them and you at that time as well. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, you guys. Appreciate that. Public comments. I don't have anybody signed up. Usually you sign a sheet and come up and say a few words. But does anybody want to, or we're going to move along? Well, moving along. Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Announcements. Randy has a thing. We wanted to kind of insert something here, if you guys don't mind.
I do. I wanted to introduce the legal department's summer intern. Emily Fairchild has completed her first year at the University of Idaho College of Law. She has been of great help to us since we've been very short-handed since February. And I wanted to take the time to introduce her to council, to the public, and thank her publicly for all that she's doing.
All right. Great.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Any big lessons you've learned that you want us to know about, or are you going to talk about it
I'm
quietly?
still figuring it out.
Attorney thing, right?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Council, comments, announcements, any updates?
I'll just tell council I am speaking to the NIBCA Joint Government meeting on the 15th of this month on the 6-month report card for the Housing Solutions Partnership. So there's going to be a lot of people there and go through some of the success stories that we have. So you're welcome to attend if you'd like.
That isn't early in the morning, is it? I'm trying to learn this morning stuff. Council, anybody else? Kind of got it all off your chest? Well, I don't have anything either. I'm resting. Consent calendar.
Mr. Mayor, I'll move for approval of the consent calendar as presented, which includes Resolution 25031.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Miller,
Aye.
Gabriel,
Aye.
Gookin,
Yep.
English,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Other business, Resolution 25032, approval of the change order number 3 to the contract with Apollo, Inc. for solids building improvements in the amount of $334,035.72. Mr. Becker, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. So I'm here tonight to request approval of change order number 3 for the solids building project. Solids building improvements, I'm sure we all have heard about it. It's that ongoing project that's 3 years in the making, 2 years under construction, and we're almost to the finish line. Well, with that comes the change orders. And tonight, I'd like to present change order number 3, which includes 12 work change directives and 1 change proposal request that was made by the wastewater department. An explanation of all of these work change directives and change proposal requests was provided in my staff reports, Exhibit A. I will entertain any questions at the end of this report. All these changes were necessitated by unforeseen conditions and damaged infrastructure that we discovered along the way. So again, change order number 3 is for $334,035.72. Now, up until now, Apollo, the contractor, has not requested a time extension. Well, we had to with the Idaho Department of Environmental Quality to continue the construction down this. We've gone beyond the approval period. So we made the request, which prompted the contractor to make their formal request with us. So with that, we are also asking for an extension of this contract to August 15th of 2025. This will give us 30 days of fixing last-minute things or finding punch list items that still remain. Our goal is to be done before this fiscal year is done. So with that, we don't see any reason why we should not grant Apollo an extension on this contract. So with all this information provided before council tonight, it is staff's recommendation that we approve this change order number 3 in the amount of $334,035.72 to Apollo, the contractor. And with that, I will entertain any questions.
Council, questions?
Just one. So Mike, are you expecting that there'll be just one balancing change order at the end and there should be another, not any more between this one, since the date is so close?
Yes, we're just about there. Again, we have 14 remaining work change directives that we still need to iron out. But the big ones, they're done.
Okay. Thank you.
Questions? I have a quick one for you. So you're still coming in under budget, though, yes?
Yes, we have had multiple years and multiple projects thrown at this. And so in compliance with our facility plan and our rate study, we're still sailing under. Now, we did provide a construction cost index number to the original budget. That brings 2018 dollars to present dollar value. And so because of that, we're still within budget.
Very good. Anything else? Hearing none, I'll look for a motion, please.
I'll move to approve resolution number 25032, which is approving a change order number 3, contract with Apollo, Inc. for the Solids Building Improvements Project in the amount of $334,035.72, and a contract extension to August 15, 2025.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Comments, discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Gabriel,
Yes.
Gookin,
Yep.
English,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Miller.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys. Our next resolution, 25034, approval of a cooperative agreement with the Idaho Transportation Department for funding in the amount of $170,800 to resurface 4th Street overpass in conjunction with the 2025 overlay project. And all the way from the street department, welcome, Todd.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and council members. I'm excited to tell you that the chaos on all of our streets is calming down. I have been to you twice before this with this project. We asked for approval of a change order before the project even started because we added some roads. I'm happy to say that we are coming in slightly under budget, so it went smooth. Just a quick update before. Starting the first week of June, our Streets and Engineering Department took on the task of placing 3,000 tons of hot mix. So that was Honeysuckle in a good portion of Lunsford where we had a lot of frost heaves and problems. This is a big project for us to do 3,000 tons. It takes us about a week and a half for us to do that. And so that was a great success. We are happy that that is in the rearview mirror at this point because it requires our whole team. Also, starting the first week of June, Interstate Concrete started this contract with us. They, to date, have placed 7,382 tons of hot mix. Just fun note, they can put that amount of asphalt down in 3 nights. It's been a successful project. For those of you that haven't drove, 4th Street looks much different from Birch all the way to I-90. We did a portion of 3rd Street, a section of Harrison, as well as Kathleen from Ramsey Road out to St. Michel, and then St. Michel out to Corsellis. So a lot of asphalt, a lot's happened in 4 weeks. We're about to be finished with the striping probably next week, and should be a lot more open streets. So anyway, tonight I come to you with this cooperative agreement with ITD. When the project first started, we came to you, if you are looking at the picture there, and we anticipated ITD had expressed interest. This was in our original bid, this section here. They wanted to chip in and have us do the work since we're going to be right there. You can see the picture on the left. The asphalt it didn't owe us anything. It had lived a long life. We had a couple surprises. When they milled up the road here, they found the loops that were in the ground, so they had to replace and put a radar system in. ITD did that. And then slightly before we started the milling process, they said, you know, if you're going to be there, could you do our section on the other side of the bridge? They offered us to pay their share, pay for the traffic control. That's where this request is coming. They want to pay $170,800 towards this project to offset the cost. It helped us to get a little more road done. Eventually, this section of road will probably change as I-90 shapes differently, but that's still several years out on this section. So they wanted to take care of the maintenance now. So I would entertain any questions.
Council. Go, Tim.
Not a question, but a comment. You talked about the chaos on 4th Street. Well, it must have been very controlled chaos, because from the unengineered eye, it looks spectacular, drives great, and it didn't seem like there was an enormous amount of interruption. So well done. Thank you.
So just so you know, strategically, we normally get people that complain when we do night work. We get a lot of people that complain when we interrupt these streets during the day. So it's a balance. And I am happy to tell you, through all the night work, the day shift work, Kathleen and St. Michel were done during the day. 4th Street, 3rd Street, I-90 interchange was all done at night. We received 2 complaints. And so the public was very gracious. We got in, got out, and I think the project was a huge success. So thank you.
Good job.
I have to tell you, I was flashing back. I've been driving in on 4th and 3rd, and it's so smooth, I don't know where I am. I'm pinching myself going, this is so nice, and the lines are so bright. I was thinking back all my years here, and I don't remember us ever doing anything on 4th other than patching. At least 20 years, maybe?
Yeah, I'm not sure the year. So a portion of that section of road on 4th, actually the old concrete road still exists, and that would be a huge undertaking to remove it. We did several, probably 20-ish years, I'm not sure the exact date, they did do an overlay at that time.
Okay.
The problem with overlaying is on the concrete, it can separate, and so after 20 years, that's why you saw so many potholes, if you will. It was the asphalt separating from the concrete. So this is a permanent fix, if you will, but you know, it will have a service life. We will do our best to crack seal and chip seal it to make it last as long as we can, but this was a great fix, so yes.
I appreciate all you guys can do. You guys never say no to anything, do you? You do a parade.
We try our best.
Yeah, you did a parade today, as I recall. No other questions? I'll look for a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25034, approving a cooperative agreement with the Idaho Transportation Department for funding in the amount of $170,800 to resurface 4th Street overpass in conjunction with the 2025 overlay project.
Second.
Okay, moving second.
And Mr. Mayor, before we vote on this, I spoke with Todd today. Todd, can you tell council and the public about the tires?
Yeah. So if I have 30 seconds, you know, I was taken back. I was on scene Sunday. We were very involved with Monday and then with the operation today. And through all that darkness, it's so refreshing to see the community support. I think Coeur d'Alene does great. An example of that, as I was talking with Councilmember Gookin this morning, we have a vendor that does our tire repair. They are mobile. Our big trucks, they don't all fit on tow trucks. Sometimes they go out on site and fix the trucks. Sometimes we get them back to the shop. But they come to us, and they do tractor tires, semi-tires. We called them Monday morning when we were made aware that engine 3 was stuck on the hill because all the tires, procedure from what I understand is they shoot the tires out so the vehicles can't move. So everything that was still up on the hill couldn't drive. And tow truck could not reach the engine. As we are well aware of, we are short engines. We can't afford to leave one of our frontline trucks up on a hill. So we called our vendor first thing Monday morning, said, we need this truck to make Tuesday work. They canceled their business of the morning. They came, they loaded the tires from Streets and Engineering. They sat for 3 hours on standby until they were done inspecting and gave the go-ahead. And they went up there, myself and our shop supervisor went up. We put the air in the tires, we got the truck. It's hard to lift a truck that heavy. Councilmember Gabriel can tell you how much they weigh. Full-size engine with 500 gallons of water that is sitting on its undercarriage. It's problematic to get it back up to where you can put tires on it. Took them about 2 hours, so they were into the day 5-6 hours, and they called us this morning and said there would be no charge to the city of Coeur d'Alene to help us in our time of need. So I think that's notable. It tells me that we're doing a good job and we have businesses that want to support the community and help us. So
Todd, please tell us their name.
Who is this, and who is this business?
this business is Pomps, P-O-M-P-S, and they are mobile truck repair. We've been using them for a couple years now. They always seem to fit us in, but you know, in order to do that, they had to sacrifice other clients to make sure they could be up there. So,
Well, we
I just
thank
think
their
it's
other
notable,
clients and them.
And it was impactful to me and my team to hear that they were willing to help us, so.
It's awesome. Thank you, Todd.
Well, with that, if anybody has any more stories, we'll look for an adjournment.
We do need to vote on the,
gotta vote on
on the
this.
motion.
Oh, are we done?
Mr. Mayor, sorry
Oh,
about
that was
that.
fun, though.
Yeah.
All right, roll call, please.
English,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Miller,
Aye.
Gabriel,
Yes.
Gookin.
Yes.
Thank
So
you, Mr. Gookin.
Now, Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion.
Have a safe holiday,
Yes, be
everyone.
safe on the 4th.
All in favor?
Aye.
See?
Opposed? Thank you, everyone. Happy 4th of July.
You're a trendsetter.